Hey. I'm back. Okay, so can't run the AC on on high and have Unreal going at the same time. At least the way I have it currently set up. I need to get myself an extension cord. Okay. Okay, hold on. Extension. Get it by tomorrow. Give me a second. I'm gonna order myself an extension cord. Hey, you guys, welcome in. How's it going? You doing well? What happened? My AC is too powerful. It's flipping the circuit breaker. Hey, Gillies, welcome in. What do you have in mind for this trailer so far? We kind of did a breakdown of it.
Ad break. Pausing the stream so you don't watch me drag 47 nodes just to print hello world.
AC for what we're midwinter. You are. I don't need 3 of them. $10 feet table. Hopefully that's going to be enough. Uh, 10-foot medium duty 3-outlet indoor extension cord, rounded, white. I mean, sure. I don't care. I just want it to work. Buy now. $12.26 for it. Yeah, fastest tomorrow. This thing. Okay, order placed. Thank you, Amazon. Hold on. Okay, let me load up Unreal again. Damn it. Let's load it up again. Have you applied for the Mega Grant for the game before? No, first time. It will be the first time. So we're making our first, working on the first trailer and all that stuff. So the plan is, while it's loading in, I can show this. The Epic Mega Grant. It's the thing that where Epic Games gives money to people for things. So the plan is to have a combat montage. That's like to get started. Then I want to show off the dungeon through just basically, you know, flipping through a bunch of generations to show like, oh, here's it's changing. Just like a zoom, like slow zooming kind of flip book type thing. There's lots of games do it, or lots of like places do that kind of thing. And then showing kind of an overview of kind of the actual game progress and all the mechanics behind it. So there'll be a trailer. I'm gonna try to make it not have any spoken words and just have it be all text on screen if I can. Just because I think then if it's muted, it will still translate. Also, this is the budget that I was thinking. Card art 15,000, music 8,000, concept art is 7,000, goes to about 30, which is after taxes. Before taxes, around 46,000. So that would be what I'd be asking for. Could be used for Steam Next Fest as well if you do this route. I am nowhere near having a setup that is like ready for like public. Maybe in a year. Sure. Maybe in a year. Yeah. Let's open this. Yeah, I'll still detach this. I don't want to still have the mob spawn. As in the trailer itself, like it's got good stuff out front. I mean, yeah, it depends on when it is. I thought I know very little about the Steam Next Fest. I thought it was where you could play the games as well. Like you submit your games to play. No? Is it just trailers? We're looking at the Next Fest in June. It's getting past non-combat stuff, exciting stuff. Yeah, they have demos. Yeah, so I'd want to be able to put a demo together first. But this one that just happened was the first time I've ever heard of it. The Steam Next Fest. I never even heard of it before. I'll be honest. Hey, Benjamin, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. I wonder what's going to be easier for me. To move the power of the computer. Maybe I'll just run it from that outlet. Or maybe it'll be easier to move the power for the AC. We'll see. We will see. I mean, this is only like a single layer. It's not a very good. Ooh, if I put myself here, maybe. Yeah, I think there might be a few spots here that could maybe work. Let's see. Are you making a game? Yeah, this is my game. There's no mobs here because we're trying to take screenshots to show the dungeon generation. Yeah, that's not bad. So we do high res shot 2. Just to check. There's 1. There's 2. Yeah. That'll work. I think we get a bunch of like this. We can, I think it'll look good. And then we just do like a slow zoom in on the character. I mean, I hope it'll look good. For your market research, I highly recommend Chris Wachowski when you get to the point of putting it together. How to market a game is his YouTube. The question I immediately have is, has he had a successful game himself? Yeah, Benjamin, I answered it already. Yes. This is my game. I don't have a good spot from here. Yeah, I don't have a good one from here. He's marketing guy, lots of data on NextFest and Steam as a platform. Okay. So he's not speaking like from experience then. He's speaking from the data number, just from doing data research. Because there's the two kinds, right? There's the ones that have successfully shipped a game and they're talking about like their experience, and there's the ones that just go off data. So I was just curious which one he was. Maybe? He's not shipped a game. Okay. I was curious. I mean, I can do this as well. Nothing's stopping me from... doing one of these. I mean, technically speaking, we can do multiple screenshots from a single. Nothing's stopping me. From what you recall, but you could be wrong. Oh, yeah. As long as it's one of those two. How do you make the loading screen? Like, is it real time? Or just... It's a fake. It's fake. It basically just waits a certain amount of time, basically. I need to improve upon it. And I will once later on in like 5.8 and stuff. I'll improve on it. This is not bad, actually. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. Is it in-game music or just what you have? No, that's the background for the Steam. For the stream. That's why it doesn't stop whenever I close the game. Yeah, there's music in the game, but it's not very good. It's not permanent, but you know, we have something. I think there's no good. Yeah, this is just a flat. It's not good. I have the async loading screen plugin that I'm going to try using maybe once I upgrade to 5.8. Ooh, this is going to be a good one. Oh, yeah. This is going to be a good one. Heck yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, look at that depth. Oh. And that's a nice vista. You can't have that every single time, but no, we won't be able to do it on this one. It looks nice in like this direction, but our camera is this direction. If we were here, I mean, maybe actually, maybe. Maybe here. Nah, don't like it. We have 6 so far. I want to try to get like 15, 20 maybe. I think it'll be good. Yeah, this one doesn't seem like it's going to be a winner. Yep, I was right. It's in the wrong direction. What is the typical load time for generating the maps of the game, especially in an engine like EU5? I mean, it depends on what you're generating. Right now, this is a fake loading screen. It's just a time thing, and it's longer than it needs to be. I don't know about that location. It's longer than it needs to be because I'm setting up. I still need to set up my PCG based mob spawner because the one I have right now uses the navigation system because I'm doing random reachable point and radius, and because of that it needs it to be finished generating, which takes time because it's procedurally generating the dungeon. But by using the new array support, I'll be able to do it with PCG. I think a lot better. I think from right here we can do it. So that way I don't have to use the because then I could use a spline and just set the positions, get the random locations, and do like a bunch of other stuff to make it better. I was hoping it's going to be a little bit better. But the load time could be like just like a second or two, depending on your hardware and depending on what you're loading. This is just not gonna work, huh? Yeah, not from any like position. The main thing that I'll need to do for a proper load screen is set up a system to like wait for things to finish loading. Hey Zero, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. How's the trailer making go? I haven't started the trailer itself. We're trying to take screenshots of like the dungeon and stuff, so we can do like a nice little thing with it. Like that was the thing with dungeon generating still. I don't think we'll have a good one here. No, it's generated in the other direction. Also, welcome in, Zebra. Hope you're doing well. Uh, that's not gonna be great. I mean, maybe, but I doubt it. Yeah, it's not great. Yeah. When you call, you clear all mobs on the map and then you progress to the next, right? No. You can run to the boss immediately. You can just run past all the mobs if you wanted to. But by killing the mobs, you can level up, and every time you level up, you get to unlock a card from your deck. So effectively, if you want to go in without any power-ups, you can, but then the next floor is going to be even harder. Or go fight mobs, level up as much as you can. There's going to be about 5 levels of mobs for you. But yeah, after that, this one might not be bad. You're participating in a 10-day game jam. Ooh, you've been slacking on the dev front. Oh, don't slack. This one's not bad. Or at least it's better than a lot of the ones we had. Stop it. Is it not bad? It's not great, is it? It's really not great. Damn it. I was coping a little on that one. We get back to it. Hopefully, it'll be feel more energized. Yeah. I mean, look, if you're not motivated, you're not motivated. But the question you have to ask yourself then, are you not motivated in general, like to work at anything? Or is it just that you're not motivated to work on your specific game? From here might, or there might. Oh, game dev caves gem. Nice. Is he ooh, this is actually, this one right here, like from around here, is not bad. See if we can find like maybe around here. I feel like that's not bad. Let's do this one. Does Game Dev Caves Jam take I mean, I assume he takes Unreal submissions, but I mean, like, you have to give him the full project file, like not the project file, the package builds. Then it's not like an online only one. I like. I struggle to do that. Like, to bring myself to be able to do that. Just because it's so easy for someone to put in something malicious, and like I have trust issues, so I couldn't. I couldn't. Welcome in, Highbane. Welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. As a cog in a large org with a lot of rumors recently, certainly struggling too. I'm sorry to hear that. On itch.io, any platform you want, online only play isn't required. Has to be able to run on Windows either. Yeah, I mean, hey, if he feels comfortable enough, awesome. I just have trust issues. Major trust issues. I'm not afraid to admit that one. And it's not like I'm perfect. I'm like, oh, yeah, you should totally trust me. I fall through all the time and stuff. That's not that good. That's not great. That's not great. Ooh, right here. That might be good. No, you don't want to mine Bitcoins for you? Look, that is the least of my worries. As like it running like a Bitcoin miner while I'm playing it, that is the least of my worries. Might as well look. Do the jam. This game, I'm working on this game thanks to a game jam. This game started because of a game jam. It was the second one I've ever done. The first one was like back in like early mid UE4 days, where I like knew pretty much nothing. And then this started from a game jam as well. In January of 24, it was the Pirate Software game jam. How do you paint materials onto landscapes in Unreal? You're dumb. You would need to paint using the landscape painting setup. There's tutorials on landscape materials. You need to set it up properly. Like it's a specific setup. Oh, this is gonna be a good one. Ooh, this is gonna be a very good one. Yeah. Nice. How many do I have so far? 34. I mean, I guess it just says 10 items. I don't know why I'm counting. It says 10 items in the folder. I'm still learning the quirks of Unreal 4. Still haven't gone into the interaction, data sets, structures, etc. stuff. You'll get there. Once you start understanding it, like it really opens things up, for sure. But until you need it, you don't need it until you need it. And when you need it, you just look it up. Nope. By October, you'll have a game for me to play in browser. The game you didn't play initial last year. Yeah, I was gonna ask. I think I will play some more another scary game, at least one during October, most likely. I just need to figure out what game, because the problem is I don't like the stereotypical like horror games. Like, I don't like where it's just like you have to hide, and that's the only mechanic. I don't like the well, that's not a bad one actually here. I understand why this is happening. I know why it's happening. I don't know the solution, the good solution to fix it. It's because my material is using object position to offset the texture, so that way it's always a little randomized. But because of that, also, this is also not a bad look. But because of that, also, when you're moving it, it doesn't stick. So I probably need to have a exposed control that does not move it. And that probably will just... Poggy's Cry of Fear. What's the mechanic of the game? Good God, sell me on the mechanic of the game. I don't want a shooter. Also, it used to be like short. It needs to be like something that I can beat maybe in like maximum of like 3 streams. Hey there, Vicious. Welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. The lower middle levels in the background could have their 2D/cloud fog cards increase in opacity. Should not be taking focus unless that's your art direction. Fun fact: I'm not using any cloud cards. It's just a depth thing. It's just a yeah. Right now it's just using depth. Ooh, this is a good one. Yeah, and then I'm doing like a fake desaturation based on depth, and desaturation and reducing contrast based on depth. That's all I'm doing. I don't have like actual like cards yet. No, what, world position / H-launch? I'm not doing anything with H-launch. I still don't fully understand H-launch, I'll be honest. I never fully looked into them. Well, oh no, this is not using, this is procedurally generated. There's no world position here. Each time this is all procedurally generated dungeon. There's absolutely no no world partition. Not that kind of game. Could I? I don't like those. I need to mess with the post process. Yeah, it's not the best, not the best. This is not PCG, no. There is no good PCG for a full dungeon generator like this. This is using the Dungeon Architect plugin, which has issues, but I've made it work for now. That's not bad. There gonna be a better spot somewhere? No, that is the best spot. If I do this, it'll be a little bit better spot. This is made with PCG, but the actual dungeon generation part is not PCG. Yeah, we got 14 so far. I'd like to get 15 to 20. Is there determinism in that system for level generation? I'm using pre-made rooms. So yeah, every room is pre-made. So I can control what every room starts. That's why whenever I hit play here, you always see me starting in the same looking area. Because they're just using pre-generated rooms that's just combined and assembled. Yeah, that's why it always looks like this where I start. Because that is the room that I created. And this is always the same area. It's not the best. Yeah. Hey, Sir Forever, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. An idea on a way to make a biome generation, but with structured instead of terrain? What do you mean? Like, just spawn stuff? I mean, yeah, you just use PCG for that. Hey, there's many ways of doing that one. It's only one layer. It's not great. Here might not be terrible. So if I was to go all the way down. Like you can use the biome system V2 that, you know, comes with BCG. Or you can make your own. There we go. Let's see if what spot is going to be the best. Ooh, yeah. That's not a bad one. That's also not a bad one. I feel like this is all two same floor. Oh, look, I'm matching the characters. All pixelated. Yeah, we're at 15. Why am I getting an email from Itch.io? Summer sale is a lot. I don't care. Go away. Unsubscribe. So they hear that we were talking about Itch.io just earlier? Now why? That's not terrible. see the depth there. See if we have any other ones. Probably not. Nope, not with this. You see nice depth here, but you get nothing here. Yeah. Oh, I still haven't changed the tip. That's not gonna be too good. Here, no, still no. It's too flat. Hello, Burkonadin. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. You missed yesterday. What has to be included in the trailer? Can you get a recap? You missed the past couple of days then. My goodness. Seems you hate me. It just like basically show the project. Show what it is. Show what makes it special. That's the short of it. Basically make a trailer. Make it look awesome. You're so patient, man. I've ever seen how am I patient? I mean, I don't know if I agree with that. I'll be honest. I'm very careful. Ooh, this is a good one. There you go. Look at that depth. That's what we want. We want that depth. Yeah, I'm very carefree in many aspects, but I don't know if I'm necessarily patient. The show-off game can mean many things, yeah. Is there a save system? And if so, what does get saved currently? Currently dying with serialization and all your stuff? Oh yeah, there's a full save system. Basically, your meta progression gets saved between runs, and during the run, your deck is here, right? All your activated cards, whatever you, all of this is saved between the runs, and then yeah, when you collect any of the stuff in the dungeon, those get saved between runs, so you can upgrade stuff. Yeah, there's meta progression, so you can kind of level up yourself between runs, and upgrade and get more damage, get more cards, whatever, and slowly build up. The save game system in Unreal is very simple, I will say. Like, it's pretty simple, thankfully. Nope. No. So, like, for example, here, I'll show you. So, any cards you unlock, like you buy from the shop, is saved. Any stuff here gets saved, like your deck gets saved. So for example, if I did this, well, I would need to actually hit continue. But basically, the deck gets saved, any of your meta progression stuff that you can use this stuff for, any upgrades get saved between like, so if you want to, you can upgrade your starting health, and that's it. It's permanent upgrade. You're good. Roguelite versus roguelike. Yeah. So I guess it's a roguelite, I believe, is the technical one. I don't. It's one of those. Not good enough. That might be a good. Yeah, that's a good one. Is it? It's all flat. I changed my mind. It's all flat. It has one layer of depth. Well, two. One is brutal and the other is forgiving of progression. Yeah, this is made for progression. Are you just saving your entire structs or making a save specific structure to be lightweight? Well, I'm saving whatever variables I need to save. I'm not sure what you mean. You specify what variables you want to save. So I'm not. So some of them are structs, yes. Like the cards are structs. Ignore the length of this loading screen. This is a fake loading screen. This has no depth. The fact that I can sometimes generate this is just so annoying. Hey, Face After Face, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. Now that we're no longer blasting the AC, though, you know, I could have been better. Can't believe I tripped the breaker multiple times. Good. What good is a more powerful AC if you now need to plug it in somewhere else? Oh, good. Another flat one. How? I mean, it's not completely flat, but am I surviving heat? Oh yeah. I mean, it's not hot right now. It's like 60s right now outside. So like, it gets hot here because of the me facing northwest. So I face towards the sunset, basically. So during the golden hour, sunset time, sun is going directly into the apartment, heating it up. Just more so that, but no, with the new AC especially, it's so much better. Yeah. It was 95 outside today where you are with 87% humidity. That it sounds miserable. I'm so sorry. Surviving on one fan? Get yourself a portable AC. That's what I have. The apartment has AC, but it sucks. So I just bought myself a portable AC. That I just have going out of the balcony doors because I don't have like a window I can use. I think there's only one layer here. Maybe on this bridge? Heat plus PC equals sauna. Oh yeah, PC equals heat and sauna. Nope. Yeah, plug in the AC. Jesus Christ. Like, I had an AC, a portable AC, and it wasn't as good, so I bought a more powerful one. Which apparently is so powerful it will trip the breaker. So I got an extension cable that was coming in tomorrow to plug it into another place. Nah, you gotta have AC. Like if the apartment doesn't come with AC, you make your own AC. In my opinion, AC is a non-negotiable thing. Like, of some kind. Like, you either need to have your own, or right there, right, or it has to be built in, depending on like how good it is. Either way, in my book, AC is a non-negotiable thing. You absolutely need it. Especially if you like are at home using a computer like professionally, like you definitely need it because that thing outputs so much heat. Yeah, but modernity is AC. Crazy that some people still survive without. Yeah, I can't. Nope. To do you. Then this one is the one. Wait. Oh, hold on. Wait, do I not need to hide the UI? Is it hiding the UI automatically? It is. What? The high-res screenshot hides the UI? It's such a weird command. It's such a weird command. I mean, whatever, I guess. Cool. Thanks. You like asking a lot of questions, so feel free. I mean, I would, as I always tell people, I wouldn't be streaming if I didn't want anyone to ask me anything. We're here together. You'll be glad when it's autumn and you can dump your mobile airco in the clouds again. Yeah. The in-between time here is very short, so really it's just a matter of waiting till it's winter for me. Do you have unit testing? Simulated testing for things like item synergy power-up? I can give myself any kind of power-ups I want. Here, I have just a big debug screen. I can just give myself any power-up. And then test it. You sign an NDA when you view the stream. Sorry, bucko. Well, that's signing an NDA doesn't mean you can't ask questions. That just means you can't tell anyone else the answers to the questions. So you're fine. You're fine to ask regardless then. If anything, signing NDA gives you more more reason to ask questions. Right here might be not bad, actually. Catch 22? No, I don't think that's Catch 22. No, you get to ask your questions. No, there's no Catch 22. Just ask questions. Yeah, you can't ask for someone else. Sure, but Catch 22 usually means that to ask, like, you'd be like, to ask a question, you would need to, like, have already asked a question, so you can't ask your first question, because, like, how do you, right? It's like one of those scenarios. Is this okay? Just double check. Am I actually getting... Yeah, there's no UI. Okay, cool. Take these trade secrets to grave, yeah. And realize the goofiest console commands. I don't understand the high-res one because if you try, you can't even do high-res screenshot here. High-res screenshot goes away as an option here when you hit play, but the console command works. The console command also hides the UI for whatever reason, which I don't know why, but I mean it's fine for me. But ooh, right here actually. Yeah. Down and over. Mm-hmm. Simulated testing, like item generation and the outcomes. I don't have any like procedural items like that, so I don't need testing of that kind. Damage calculations, critical hits, resistances. I mean, I just give myself the thing that I want and do a print string, and it gives me the number. I'm like, cool, it works. I don't have like a system that is like balance testing or things, something like that. No, if that's what you're referring to, it's more like along those lines. But yeah, like if I'm doing something, I'm like, oh, let's throw a print string there, and like, okay, it prints. It gives me the right number. Good, I'm good. Oh, we have 20. Oh, okay. I'll grab one more. If it wasn't a single layer, like I wish I could just specify that I want it to be at least a certain number of layers, but I can't. Because fuck you. That's why. From what you've read, handling all of those elements in roguelites are a pain to actually see if all those systems are interacting correctly. I mean, depends on what systems you have entirely, doesn't it? Obviously, have a good night. Thanks, Soundbite. Like, yeah, if I wanted to test, like if I had a new power up that stacks with other stuff, yeah, I would need to go in and test it on every single one if I really want to be thorough, like to make sure that it works with every other power up that I wanted to work with. But at the same time, I could just be like, oh no, that's fine, because I trust that if it worked with this one power up, then it should work with the others just fine. And then I don't need to test with every single one of them. Which is usually the case. Because that means whatever setup I have is working. In terms of like balancing, oh yeah, I'm not doing that anytime soon. I am not doing any kind of balancing anytime soon. And have a good night, Zebra. Thanks, Soundbye. We'll go until I get one more, or the ads are gonna play in like a minute and a half. Yeah, this is a terrible one. And I've changed things all the time, by the way, for the game. Okay, oh, I want to have this one extra functionality. Oh, my system doesn't account for that. Let's go ahead and change the system. Like, I've done that multiple times. I don't mind. I enjoy myself. Every time he gets a little bit better. Why is it taking so long? Ooh, this could be a promising one. See, maybe. Oh, there's that.
Mid-rolls engaged. Stream frozen before I turn this teen graph into a disaster.
How long is the game taken after prototyping to reach this far? Well, I've been real world time. I've been working on this for almost 2.5 years. In terms of like 40-hour week, if you counted 40-hour weeks, like of actual work, because I'm doing this part time after work. What's the calculation at right now? We're looking at around 3 months here. 4 months. So it'd be 28 weeks, roughly. Divide by, was it 4.25 weeks per month? So I'm about just over 6.5 months of work in terms of 40-hour weeks. Is the rough approximation. How completed roughly? It has a long way to go. I'm now starting to work on like a vertical slice, but it has a long way to go. Like, this is still just using assets that I have just from a pack, and as you go down in levels, it's supposed to be a different theme. That takes time to create, like all of those. Haven't even touched any of that. Like, I want like different themes as you go down. And I'm only going to do 3 bosses, but the final one would have more, and then right, those would all need their own themes. There is no like built-in lore here. Like, I have some lore in my head and that I wrote down, but like, yeah, none of that. There's no like NPCs. There's nothing, right? They haven't even started any of that stuff. There's just pure mechanics right now, just to get a. So it's a long way away. I'm a single guy working on a pretty big game, but one thing I have is time. Right? I'm in no rush to release this, so it's ready when it's ready. Eight months and you don't even have a full cycle of the game yet? Yeah, it's fine. Any plugins you wished existed? Yeah, better Dungeon Architect plugin. The one that wasn't so bad. Oh, I meant to actually go to... Oh, whatever. I want a better generation one that would fit my needs, but... okay, let's take a look. Let's see if all of these are still good. I think this one's fine. It's okay. It's okay. Has multiple levels. It's okay. Definitely multiple levels of depth. Multiple levels of depth. Multiple levels of depth. this one's not great, especially with this. Get rid of this one. This one's okay. Has multiple levels of depth. This one's great. Great. Yeah, you can see all the different layers. This one's not great either. Yeah, I'm getting rid of this one as well. This one's also not great. Get rid of it as well. This one's fine. It's just all like flat here, right? So it's not great. This one's fine. It's just one layer. So we're left now with 15. Oh, perfect. I wanted 15, roughly 15 of them. Today you learned that's a $300 plugin. It's more expensive than that. I think at this point in time. I think it went up. It's crazy. Oh, I need to open it in a tab so I can see the price. Although in an incognito tab, it might give me Canadian prices. By the way, I hate the fact that the Canadian dollar and the US dollar use the same symbol. I hate that so much. Because I don't know if I'm looking at USD or CAD. I don't know if it's 426 Canadian that I'm looking at or 426 US. Anyone from the US can want to check? Maybe this is 300. Hold on, what is USD to CAD? Okay, it says US 3. Okay, so this is giving me Canadian prices. Okay, so good to know. Yeah, because 300. Yeah, 300 US right now is 426.62. Yeah. Okay, so this is Canadian prices. So it's, yeah, still 300 USD. It is the most powerful dungeon generation system out there, and it has so many issues. Actually, if you go to reviews by newest, 2 stars, 1 star, 2 stars, 1 star, 1 star, 3 stars. There's a few ones. Another 1 star, 2 star, 1 star, 2 star. See, this is 7 months ago. So the problem is issues don't get fixed, and the one thing that everyone complains about, including why I've stopped recommending it, is because right here, no support and the documentation is outdated. And here, I joined the Discord support, but the creator is connected 1 time per month. This is very accurate. So I've given up. I've tried asking for answers to questions, not even asking to fix stuff. I'm like, hey, is this working as it's supposed to? I just want to know if I need to work around the dungeon architect, or if it's a bug and he needs to fix it. He never replied for 3 months when I asked every month, and I gave up. Hey, welcome in. All win onto Franklin. Welcome in, Franklin. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Is it C++? Yeah, it's a C++ plugin, so I can't like tweak it. Like, there's a bunch here that most people don't care about. Like, there's multiple dungeon generators in here, I would much have rather, paid, $50 for one of the generators and just seen it improve. Like, he hasn't touched the generator I'm using and improved on it for years, I think, at this point. He just continues adding stuff that no one's really asking for. He added a mini-map system that is cool in theory, but in practice, it's not been great. He's adding an inventory system. But no one's been want a dungeon generator. Anyway, I digress. Not here nor there. Game industry significantly lacks enough open source tools and components, unlike the software industry. Yeah, but what's the reason for the game industry to make open source anything? There's no, like, unless you're doing it out of the kindness of your heart. Like, PCGEX, for example, is open source. I'm pretty sure, right? You can go help with that, but like, I know he's struggling financially, so I can't recommend it for anyone. You could build from source to fix it soon with the way AI is going? No, I can't. Because you assume that the AI is going to be good enough to fix it, know everything about it, fix it in a good way, not a shit way, which is going to do a shit way. And if it did a good way, you have no way of testing to make sure that it's actually working as it should, has no bugs. The amount of issues you will run into from not understanding how to code and trying to do that with AI is insane. And it's one of the pet peeves that I have. Like, when people don't understand that if you don't understand it, it's not going to help you. It's only going to hurt you. It's like, imagine you're colorblind. Okay, you're colorblind, and the AI is giving you a color image. You have no idea if that is the right colors because you cannot see the colors. The exact same scenario, effectively. You cannot judge if it did a good job with the colors if you're colorblind. It's the same thing with the coding. How can you judge that they did a good job and did what you wanted with the coding if you cannot read the code? Anyway. Let's plug the mob spawning back in. Let me go to... where's the easy game UI? Let me change this. Oh, this was supposed to say July at this point. Whatever. It's gonna be August by the next time it releases, so I'll just set it to August. Loading screen high delay. I'm just gonna increase that to 6. So we were having issues of it taking or not finishing loading yet. He's become a senior C++ dev. Yeah, of course. Every artist can become a programmer of a senior level, no less. Yeah, absolutely. U6 release was such a mess. I mean, it's not released, but I think you mean announcement. They genuinely fumble with the announcement. Yeah. I mean, there was no good way of doing the announcement. If that was the announcement, there was just no good way of doing it. The problem isn't how they announced it. The problem was what they announced. Looks like that plugin will just get replaced by more PCG development like Houdini is. At some point, probably. The thing that annoys me on top of that, I know I'm getting on a rant, is the plugin last year was in the top 10. It was 10th, but still, it was in the top 10 highest earners on Fab, and had like no support. Being in the top 10 of earners on Fab and having no support is not excusable, in my opinion. Anyway, I digress. The way they talk about everything, they messed up. The way they talked about it doesn't matter, in my opinion. I don't know if you've seen it. They released like Unreal Engine on their YouTube channel released a very controversial video recently. I know that they haven't been doing that at all recently at all. Here we go. 2 weeks ago, a look at Epic's art concepting process. This video, a look at Epic's art concepting process. 1.3 up, 2.6K down. It basically has, what, at this point, around 1/3 like to dislike ratio. And you might be wondering, well, why does it, why are people disliking it? Oh, it's because, yeah, Epic just uses AI to just do their stuff. Yeah, I use this AI to tweak, and here, it just has it generate like a bunch of different stuff, and then the artist paints on top of it. Yes, but you can see here where it's not actually, you know, what is inside the engine at all. It is. Yeah, I wonder why people just really didn't like that. The way they're telling it doesn't matter. It's what they're telling that matters. Let's be honest. Okay, let's go close down this and open up this. Oh yeah, this crashed, so it didn't save my... yeah. They're talking about they are removing blueprints. It's like because it's bad or outdated with verse, but it didn't explain that they're removing blueprints because they're getting rid of actor class. Well, no, they mentioned that in their write-up, that they're also removing actors. But that's not an excuse to get rid of blueprints. You can have blueprints just not be actor based. The system can still work. It's just, yeah, it'll require new nodes and new learning of like how things are plugged in. But the actual like blueprint aspect of it could have stayed. There was no reason it couldn't have. They just chose not to. They have enough money to do it. All right, let's be honest here. Epic has enough money. If they wanted to, they could do it. Period. I will never believe that they cannot hire someone smart enough to do it. Because there were people already doing like something of that sort, just, you know, as a like a web version. And if someone, a random person online can do it, they can do it. Dungeon screenshots. Those in. And then I took some recordings. There you go. Showing that much AI slop was definitely controversial, but they didn't explain much at all. The fact that verse solve concurrency in the biggest program with coding in general. Here's the thing: if they said, "Hey, we're replacing a bunch of this with verse," and then blueprints will just be on top of that, they wouldn't have any problems. The problem isn't verse. Like, the main problem is the fact that they're removing blueprints. That's the problem. Right? Decades, yeah, they're removing the actor system as well because of it. But either way, decades of tutorials are already going away. It's if you're going into UE6, you're starting with nothing. There's not going to be tutorials. And here's the thing. If you look at like UE5 tutorials, 99% of them are not coding tutorials, because coders typically learn from documentation, and artists learn from videos. Not only, but like, right, to simplify it, I am terrible at learning from documentation and written stuff. I mean, I learn from videos. So it going to a full coding thing, well, there goes any of the learning stuff. I'm curious to see what will happen in 5 years for all the channels that are doing blueprint tutorials, if they're going to continue with UE5 or what they're going to choose. Because not all of them can code, right? Not every single one of those can also code and become a coder. Some of them are just artists that just learn blueprints. So who knows? It's going to be a very different place in 5 years. Because I'm sure in 5 years, by that point, probably blueprints will be deprecated. And they're removing and replacing a system that's older than blueprints. That's the problem. They can't have it if they want to replace the whole game. Yeah, they're basically changing. Here's the thing. Also, if they wanted to make a fork of it, also people would not complain. I'm sure they have enough money if they wanted to make a fork of a different engine that would be like this, would be verse based, right? And UEFN and all that stuff. They just don't want to deal with two systems anymore. They don't want UEFN separate. They want a metaverse, right? Let's be honest. Read Tim Sweeney's interviews. He basically wants a metaverse. Hey, guess what the language is called? Verse. I wonder if that's there's any reason for that one. He wants to become the place where everyone goes, and as he said it himself, oh, so you can make a character and then you can bring it into any other place, like a metaverse. Guess what didn't work out and nobody wanted? A metaverse. We'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. And also some tutorials for UE5 teach the wrong way sometimes, but that's fine. Like there's channels that are, they don't show the best way of doing something. But you shouldn't be looking at just one place and how to do something anyway. And two, when you're getting started and just learning the engine to begin with, don't worry about doing things the right way. Just do stuff. Just learn the nodes. Just learn the UI. Just learn. as you get better, you will realize that that is wrong, and then you will improve, right? And then you'll be like, okay, well, I'm done with this kind of content. Let's go move to something better, right? But then you'll be ready for it. You'll already have knowledge enough to be like, oh, I now know I shouldn't do that because I've now done all this other stuff. Okay, cool. But now you know, and you can then you can still watch it, but you're like, oh, I'll just make these adjustments now, right? Doesn't mean that the content is bad. Like the channel that I have mentioned before that fits into that is Gorka Games. I don't know about recently, but like years ago when I started watching him, it was great stuff to just get into Unreal and just learn some basics. Did he at one point put something on tick that didn't need to be on tick? Yes. But it doesn't matter. The point is, it got me through the like that first hurdles of just learning some very basic concepts. Is there better ways of doing all of the stuff he was showing? Yes. Again, don't know about these days. Maybe it's amazing now. But the point is, it was good enough for me to learn the basics and understand, like, oh, this is just how things work. Like, when you're just getting started, just make shit. Make mistakes. People learn from mistakes. That's the best way to learn, in my opinion. I make so many mistakes to this day. It didn't mention they tried making some kind of visual verse, but it didn't work out well. Yeah, I saw them talking about that on Twitter. But they could have just used blueprints and just, instead of the underline being C++, make it verse. If you're telling me that verse cannot do that, then improve verse. You're making the coding language. They're making it themselves. I refuse to believe that with the amount of money they have, that they cannot do it. I refuse to believe that. They're bringing a language that scales to multiple cores at runtime. They talked about all that stuff in their write-up. Yeah, the videos but in the write-up they talked about, like, yeah, all that stuff, I'm pretty sure. If I recall correctly. Starting with doing the wrong way is better than waiting to learn the right way. Yep. That's like when people ask always, like, hey, how do you start streaming? Just start. You're gonna be shit. You're gonna be shit whether you start now or you start in 2 years trying to learn the best of everything. You're gonna be shit regardless. So start now, be shit, get better, learn better, and improve. But think of the stakeholders? I don't need to think of the stakeholders. That's not my problem. Let's just do this. I'll just grab. Oh man, look at that. We already have 10 minutes and 40 seconds of trailer. Done. Turn off the audio. The point here is to find cool clips. They didn't say anything like that properly. They didn't say that's why you're doing it, but the reason doesn't matter. That's the thing. I don't care as a Blueprint user. I don't care the reason. The reason doesn't change anything to me. Blueprints are going away, period. Right? The reasons don't matter. I do not code as an artist, hence the reason doesn't matter. as a solo slash indie that doesn't code and uses blueprints, the reason does not matter. Straight up. And that's the same for many people online. I'll say with UE5. Yeah, for coders, I'm sure it's great. I'm not a coder, so. I'm gonna try to grab some like sections and see if we can have some interesting ones. Problem is, blueprints are scalable. They didn't communicate properly. You do get it's not attractive to lose nodes. I think that's that too. But if they remove the underlying system of blueprints for game program, they can't have blueprints on top. Maybe they can have it in the future, but they barely talked about that. Yeah, but again, the reasoning doesn't matter. They could have had verse underneath instead of C++, right? Or whatever they're using on blueprints. They could do it. They have the power. They choose not to. Yeah, the reasoning for people does not matter. The actions, right? The actions is all that matters. And the action is blueprints are gone. I mean, I'm sure it is. Yeah. And if you're a coder, I'm sure it's great. I'm not a coder, so it means little for me. I don't know. I need to figure out a good way of making this stuff feel cool. This is not going to be easy for sure. Maybe this one. Learning Unreal's way of doing everything was a major learning curve compared to Unity. Remember how easy and fast learn? I mean, that's objective, right? Yeah. I didn't learn Unity originally because it was code. I mean, aside from many other things, the reason I liked Unreal was because of the material editor. When Unity's had a garbage one. And Unreal was so simple and easy. I think they should have explained it more and talked about the possible replacement of blueprints. But they're not replacing blueprints. C++ base is not a replacement for blueprints. Period. Just hard stop, period. That is not a replacement for blueprints. Unity's super easy. You learn Unreal first and then try Unity. It was super easy to get started. Good. This is where I have to scale the damage down. Here we go. That's the problem. Anything that's super simple or artist friendly, it doesn't scale properly. Blueprint is very bad. Look, Expedition 33 is primarily made in blueprints. Okay, doesn't matter. If you're not making a multiplayer game, it's fine. And just factually, they're fine. Expedition 33 is primarily blueprints. Pal World was primarily blueprints. It doesn't matter though if it's not optimized. Look at the numbers. I love the game. I don't care. It can run at half the frame rate as it does, and it'll still be happy. Players don't care. Players just want a fun game. That's it. It's simple as that. Hey, if you make a good game that's fun and is performant enough, people will play it, and that's it. People will enjoy it. Like, optimization is the biggest complaint of UE? No, that's people who complain about that and blame the engine is stupid. The engine is like a hammer. Yeah, if you use a hammer and you don't hammer things well, yeah, you're gonna have a shit time. But it's not the fault of the hammer. That's the fault of the person using the hammer. What was the saying? Like, a bad carpenter blames his tools? Bad worksmith blames his tools? I forget the... It's not all the fault of the engine, but the hammer is also a bit limited. Sure. Look, I played through Expedition 33. There was not a single moment in playing through that game that I felt like, oh, yeah, man. The performance here is terrible. It was not a single thought of that. Now what? Did the performance dip at some points? Maybe. Did I care? No. Because I was having fun. Blueprints are medium-sized games combined with games that are being limited to single core, and people that are making new AAA games, and you are realizing it. I mean, yeah. But people who are using pure blueprints are indies and solo devs that just don't have coders. If you have a coder, yeah, use code for when you need it. Yeah, simple as that. But if you're just an artist, if you're just a solo dev, if you're just a tiny team of just artists that wants to make a game, hey, look, you can now do it. I don't understand the logic of, hey, we have something that's better, but to do that, we're gonna give the middle finger to one of our biggest contributors, and that's okay. I don't understand saying that's okay. I understand being like, oh yeah, the improvements are good, they're worth it, but being like, oh no, yeah, fuck all the artists and the, indie devs and the solo devs and people who are trying to, just learn to make a game even though they can't code, because that's what, for the past couple of decades, that's what they've been able to do. And that being okay, I think is not. Consider how all in they are going with the generative AI and the horrible blueprint graphs you've seen generated by Claude. Not surprised by dropping blueprints. Yeah, but here's the thing. Not everyone's going to use it, right? Everyone's going to use the AI. I'll just start with that fact, right? Because the AI, unless they provide some kind of good local alternative, costs money. And you're thinking like, oh, it's not a lot of money. Well, it depends where you are in the world also. And also, you just might not want to use AI. Just in general. Right? That's an option. If you make it mandatory, right, you're going to limit yourself quite a bit. You use Fortnite first, rest of us third? Yeah. It's a rock and a hard place, because if they are trying to solve the biggest problem with UE that's 25 years old and a system like Blueprints that's hard, they could have forked. There's so many options. They could have forked it into a separate engine. Right? They could have just gave UEFN the functionality they wanted. It already had verse, and they would have just kept it as verse, and then they would have like one that's set up like this and one set up like this. They could have done it. There's so many ways of going around it, right? So many. They're trying to please two different groups of people, annoying both of them. Oh yeah, that is, I think, the most accurate thing. The only ones they're pleasing right now are the coders, right? If you're a coder, you're gonna have a good time. And even, actually, not even then. Not necessarily, because there's so many coders that hate verse. I've seen more people say they have tried verse and absolutely hate it as a programming language than I've seen people say that they like it and they're happy about verse. I don't think I've seen actually a single message of someone saying, "Hey, I've used verse and it is amazing." I've only ever seen people saying, "I've used verse and dear God," basically. Like as coders, I'm not talking about artists, I'm not talking coders. Verse is rough to say, like, yeah, see, there you go. So, you know, by the way, the other thing that is, I think, something to consider is if, okay, let's say a hypothetical. Let's say if you're an artist and you're like, okay, you know what? I will try to learn a programming language. And you're like, okay, UE6 is coming out, blueprints are going away. I want to learn a programming language. If you're going to learn the first programming language as someone that doesn't program normally, I wouldn't learn a proprietary language. If you're going to go through all the trouble as someone that doesn't want to learn a language and finally learning one, I would learn one that is more universal. That is more like you learn C#, C++, Python. I believe Godot's script is very similar to Python, so that might even work, right? I would go with a more versatile programming language if you had to learn one and you were forced to learn one. Personally, right? Given the options, I would go with that route. If you already know how to program, obviously, yeah, learn another language. You know, it's not going to be that big of a deal. But if you don't know any, I think I would go with a more broad one that I can maybe then go and use somewhere else as well. Welcome in, Mario Liams. Mario Liams? How's it going? Hope you're doing well. You think you're going to stick around and use 5.8 for a while after? Oh yeah, absolutely. This game is not going anywhere into UE6. It's not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Not in a million years. No. This game's staying UE5. Other issues aside, you remember UE6 is Y up. They're changed the entire axis system. People are forgetting about that. That is going to be Y up in UE6. Can you imagine how much stuff has to be changed and reworked just for that little thing? And then if you're going to say, oh, but they're going to make us a setup for that to make it easy to transition. So it's going to work for every single struct, variable type, and anything else? Cool. What about all the people who use codes in C++? How's that going to work for them? I don't have any, but I use plugins. How's that going to work? Oh yeah, all those plugins are actor-based. What's going to happen once they deprecate it? Do you see where I'm going with this? There's no way in hell I'm upgrading to UE6 for this project. Not in a million years. I'm sticking to whatever the last UE5 version will be, which at the current moment is 5.8, unless they bless us with a major update. That's a relief? Why do you say that's a relief out of curiosity? I mean, saying that it's a relief that I'm keeping it in Unreal 5. Every DCC is Y up. I use Blender, it's Z up. So that's a false statement. It's not every DCC. I use Blender, it was just Z up. X and Y is reversed. right? It's not Y forward. Sorry, it's not X forward like Unreal. It's Y forward. But ZBrush, I believe, is also Z up. So again, it's not every. Yeah, the problem is that they're changing the fundamentals of the engines for people that have used it for 20 plus years. You know what this is reminding me of? Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy was like, you knew what you were getting into through Final Fantasy 1 through 10. It was a turn-based RPG, right? And then came around everything after Final Fantasy X. What happened? Final Fantasy X, I believe, is still the biggest selling Final Fantasy that they had. I think it has been 7. And now it's no longer even turn-based. Like, well, that's a different game. It's just a different game entirely. If they wanted to make it, if they wanted to say Unreal 5 is the last Unreal engine, and we're making a new engine that is different, it would have been better. If they just didn't call it Unreal Engine 6, they called it Claude 1. Because it uses Claude. I don't know. Point is, right, if they just made it, just said, this is a new engine, it's going to be very similar to Unreal. We're dropping there's not going to be a blueprint system here, right? If they just did with that route, people will be as sad about Unreal, and but they wouldn't have the same response. Yeah, Ron, I'm not saying no one other has it. I'm saying the statement everyone does is false. It's proven case, not everyone. I don't care about being nitpicky. You're not happy with the U6 direction. You're glad that there seems to be a large contingent of developers that are sticking to U5, and it makes it easier to learn for you as well. Yeah, if you're an artist, yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, you're gonna want to stick around probably. The learner community has been asking for YF since 20 years. I'm very happy with the current setup because it's like Unreal's. YF versus Z up, burial debate. For me, I prefer Z up. I always have. Even when I was using Unreal and Maya, UDK and Maya back in like Unreal 3 days, I preferred the Z up. It made more sense. I'm looking at a piece of paper, and then the third axis is the one that's going upwards. Going towards me is a camera thing. I'm not looking at it as a camera. Right? I'm not looking at like it's putting on the wall and it's coming at me. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. I'd rather have it on the ground looking up. That makes sense for 3 dimensions. I make a plane and I extrude it. Forget what axis is up, left-handed or right-handed? I don't know the difference. I don't really care about that. I don't care if it's Y forward or X forward. That doesn't matter to me on the head. I know that freaking Godot in 2D, negative values go up. Negative Y is up versus positive Y is down. And I don't understand that. I learned about that not too long ago. Like, why? That hurts my brain. Why is well, I don't know about the 3D. I'm talking about 2D. Again, I don't know what you're trying to argue here, Ron. This is personal preference that we're talking. Why are you trying to argue personal preference? Again, What's the point of this? I don't understand why you keep arguing it. I'm saying how, as a personal preference, I like Z up. You're like, no, but these other things have Y up. So I don't give a shit. I don't give a flying fuck. It's an angel. It's not a debate. It's personal preference. There's nothing to debate. It's like to say, okay, one person likes apples, one person likes pears. Okay, let the person who likes pears have pears, and the person who has apples have apples. In an ideal world, you could just set which axis you want to use, and you call it a day. Done. That is the ideal scenario. Wait, what's left-handed versus right-handed, Ibame? I've not heard of that one. I don't know what the difference is. Which direction is positive versus negative? Oh, okay. So if right, I mean that doesn't really matter. Like if you're looking at, like, if you one arrow's pointing up, one arrow's pointing towards you, which way does that third arrow face for positive? I mean, I would prefer to face right is plus, left is minus, in whichever way it acts. So whichever way that is, that's what I prefer. But if it's the reverse, then so be it. Like that to me is not a huge deal. Like, whatever. That's it. May the axis with your hands and the direction fingers point is positive. Yeah. Get up is positive, and then right would be positive. Or however, whichever one of the X or Y you're looking at will be positive right. So I guess right-handed. I don't know what that. If that's right-handed, then right-handed. If that's left-handed, then left-handed. I don't know. But that's preference, but like I could live with either one. That doesn't matter. In both Y and Z is the same. The right-handed X is positive to the left, and left-handed is X is positive to the right. So then left-handed, yeah. Whatever one is right being positive is what I prefer. Whichever one that is. I don't care which one it's called. Yeah, so I guess left-handed then. Yep, I should have more. Yeah, I don't think there's not much to debate. Just use whatever you prefer. Period. Done. It's not like, there used to be a debate of which is like, it has any meaningful impact on anything. It doesn't. Doesn't matter. Use whichever one you use. Or whichever one, like, works for you. That's my opinion. Like, a debate to me would be like, oh, here's the positives and negatives. Like, that's a debate. But here it just seems like, oh yeah, I prefer this. Yeah, I prefer this. Done. Use whatever we want.
Running ads, stream frozen like my brain when the collision preset is wrong for the 47th time.
I have preference like on Z Up. That's because that's what I've been using for, forever. Because of Unreal. And now recently Blender. Like when I first touched Unreal, I preferred that immediately. The Z Up, even though I was using Maya at the time. And it makes more sense for me. Everyone's different. We're going to shorten this to like 10-15 seconds somehow. You use Maya Houdini, which is Y up, Blender and Unreal is Z up. You can adapt, but for you, it's not a big deal. The problem I brought up wasn't the fact that Y up is bad and Z up is good. It's the fact that we're changing a game engine that's been always Z up to be Y up. That to me is the problem. And not having an option to continue Z up for people that wanted Z up. I think options are great. It should be an option. In my opinion. Do you want old or do you want new? And then everyone's happy. And no problems. Like, I hate Maya these days. Maya has been garbage for years. So that's why I've been learning Blender. Maya has so many issues all the time. Even at work, we're like waiting for the projects to finish up so we can drop Maya. You don't think change is bad? No, change is not inherently bad. But forcing people to change something that's been fine and has no real impact, except to please people that are new, and it hurts people that are there and have been there and have been supporting, and it helps people that are coming in that's new, right? It hurts the old timers and helps the new ones. So you're kind of, it's basically a middle finger to the diehard people that have been supporting you, right? In a sense. Not literally, but having the option for either would be 100% be hell in code. I mean, look, that's not my problem. I never claimed anything of this would be easy. I'm just saying that it would be a lot really nice to have it that way. Like, I'm a simple person. I don't care how how it's made or how it's done. It's like when you hire someone to like do your flooring. Do you care how they put it in? As long as the result is the same. The result is you have a floor looking how you expected it. How they do it doesn't matter. You just want the result. You paid to have the floor look a certain way, use a certain planks, right? And as long as the end result is what you expect, it doesn't matter how they do it. You're just there for the result. It's like players, right? Players also, like, as a player, I don't give a shit how you made the game, how long you took to make the game. I don't care, you know, how many, you know, all-nighters you pulled. And I just care, hey, is the game fun? Am I gonna enjoy myself when I play it? Nope, that's it. I don't care at all how long it takes. I don't care how, like, what it took to make the game. And most players don't. It's basically software development. It's about picking and choosing who to annoy and fuck over. Well, here's the thing, right? If you keep things as they are, you don't annoy or fuck over anyone. Right? Like when it comes to like Z-Up. Say, okay, the people already like, oh, this program is Z-Up. That's just the state of things. That's always how it's been, right? They never, but this is not this. We're talking about just an axis. I'm not saying this for everything. Don't assume that I'm saying this for everything. I'm saying for like this specific thing. If they kept it as is, they would not annoy anyone, and they would not. Right? And I think thinking about it anywhere past that is like, oh, we're talking about this one specific thing. That's it. For Access a bit more complicated, they changed it to be more compatible with other programs, I think. It's a tough choice. I mean, you don't need to make it compatible. It's already all compatible. Most formats just automatically adjust when you bring it in. Like FBX, it doesn't matter if you are using it out of Maya or Blender. It'll come in facing the right way. There's no reason to do anything about it. It's already automatic. It's great. You remember watching a video of switching to different tools, and every time you do it, things never work? What do you mean, different tools? Using FBX is a major pain for anything outside of Autodesk? Oh yeah, I've never had issues of it anywhere. I used FBX, it's still in Blender and Unreal. And I don't know. I've never had any issues with with it. Doesn't mean that there is no issues, but like personally, I've just never had issues with it. Taking stuff from Blender to Houdini, half of the things are broken. Oh, yes, yeah, I don't use Houdini, so I don't know. I mean, the main problem with that I think most people run into with Blender is just the fact that it's meters by default. I think that's been the thing that throws most things off. At least for people like me. How long is this? Going from 1550. So that's 8 seconds. Ugh. I may need to figure out. Gotta need to figure out a good way to do this. I mean, I guess we can make it a little bit slower, or maybe remove one of these, put it somewhere else. Talking about, I don't know. USD was a promise to fix everything, but it's still not widely implemented as different docs are implementing their own way. Yeah, I've heard horror stories of USD. It's why I've still yet to use it, and why we don't use it at work. Just everyone, depending on who uses it, who makes it, what exports, what imports, it's all different. No consistency. From everything I've been seeing. And people have been complaining to me about. Yeah, I mean, you use what you need to, right? Like, I don't know. I haven't had any issues with USDs with FBX, so I use FBX. If that doesn't work for you, you can use a different one. I've been using GLB and GLTF recently. Those have been great because I can just export out all the textures as GLB and have it all be baked in, and I just bring into Blender, and so super convenient. Okay, well, I need to figure out what to do about this, but I guess we'll figure this out tomorrow. Because we're much out of time. Yeah. It seems... I wanted this to be like 5-second clips, maybe, per. But I feel like it's going to be a little longer. But I mean, I guess it's fine. We'll probably just pick the best ones and then just go with those and then just see where we are in the full length of it. And then if needed, we can adjust from there. So I'll probably just pick the shortest ones we can and then cut it up and go from there. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard USD is more powerful on paper. But being more powerful on paper is not the same as being more powerful in actuality. Being fragmented so much is a problem. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. I had fun. Aside from freaking finding out that, I need to redirect the power somewhere in my house or apartment to so I don't flip the breaker when I turn the AC back to full power and have Unreal running at the same time, because that is not great. I'll be honest. Anyways, that's gonna do it for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back tomorrow at 6:30 Pacific as always. Devlog came out today. Go check it out. I go over some of the process for the 3D to sprite conversions, if you're interested in that, for the game. Yeah. Hope you all have a fantastic rest of your night, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye!